Charity is not the accurate translation of the Hebrew word tzedakah. Tzedakah. In fact, there isn't an English word. No word in the entire English language captures what the Hebrew word tzedakah means. The reason why tzedakah and charity are not the same thing is because charity implies a charitable act, one of volunteerism, one where you choose to give it and you're not obligated to give it. But the truth is that nothing could be further from the truth about what tzedakah is. Tzedakah is an obligation. It is part of Torah law. We read about it in this week's parasha, Patuach tiftach et yadcha, open your hand and give to the person who is needy. So much so that the Rambam brings in Hilchot, Matnot Aniyim, Laws of the Gifts to the Poor, in chapter 7, two powerful examples of how giving tzedakah is something we are obligated to do. He says, number one, kofin ala tzedakah, a person who the gabaei tzedakah, those collecting charity for the good of the community, are going to collect charity. The Beit Din can force the person to give. You can't force a person to do an act of volunteerism. That's charity. But you can when it comes to tzedakah. Tzedakah is something mandated, obligated, that we have to look out for the benefit of society. Secondly, the Rambam brings another halakha where he says not only kofin al tzedakah, but even ani hamitparnes min tzedakah, even a poor person who themselves live off charity is obligated to give charity. Meaning, how does the person who themselves need charity obligated to give? Because it's not only something that you can choose to do. Even if you don't have, you have to find a way to give. And even by me giving to a person who needs charity, they need to give charity to somebody else. That's what it's about. Because you see, charity is not the word. It's something probably closer to social justice or justice in society, where we do acts that we're obligated to contribute in a possible way to the justness, the fairness, the righteousness of society. And indeed, this very dichotomy in the word tzedakah comes from the very word tzaddik. The word tzaddik in the Tanakh can mean a tzaddik, a person who is righteous, but it also can also mean a person who is right. Tzaddik ata mimeni, you are correct and I am wrong. Tzadka mimeni, you are right and I am wrong. Meaning, the dichotomy of the word tzedek and tzedakah is, on the one hand, it means that it is right and just. On the other hand, it means that it is a good, righteous act to do. And that is at the core of justice. It's the right thing to do. It's the just thing to do. But we have to be careful that the right and just thing to do does not become self-righteous. We have to be very careful that we're so right about something, we're so just and fighting for justice, that it's our way or the highway. We are right. This is the right thing to do for the good of the community, for the good of justice. We have to also be aware that part of justice and tzedakah is something about righteousness, doing the right thing and doing something which builds society. And I want to end and say that as we are roiled in Israel for many, many months now about moving forward with the right balance with powers in Israel and the justice system, may both sides be able to be not only right and fighting as they see what justice is, but also tzedakah, to act with righteousness, to act in a way we are ultimately building society and building the future together, and not in a way which is compromising it. May we always be betzedek and right in all we do, but may we also, and perhaps more importantly, act with tzedakah, be obligated to do the right thing, to act with justice, to act with righteousness, which ultimately builds society in every possible way. Shabbat Shalom.